Weekly, we discuss heartfelt topics that matter. Opinions are respected. Awareness beats action. We're not just discussing, we're connecting, educating, and celebrating here in Fresno and Clovis areas. Local and all around entertainment. We'd like to thank you for tuning in. Today is Wednesday, August the 30th. We are filming at the beautiful Cmac studios here in the Central Valley. We have three segments to share with you today. But first, I would like to introduce my beautiful co-host here. First, we have Cicely Hollins.
Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. My name is Cicely. I am an entrepreneur, and I'm an advocate for breast cancer fighters and survivors.
Okay. Lillie Pancotti.
Hi, my name is Lillie Pancotti. I work for Property Management Association, and I love it.
Hi, my name is Ephesia. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have Mach 4 Global, private membership association for entrepreneurs. I'm also a spiritual life coach.
All right, Ali. And I am Lashonda Lee, your host for today. And guess what? We have Let's Talk Sizzle. Y'all ready for some Let's Talk Sizzle, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. First sizzle topic we have for today is Donald Trump, 18, and his 18 indicted co-defendants is still in jail in Georgia. Let's take a look at a clip. One of his 18 co-defendants is still in jail. Donald Trump took his little, picture, but he got out.
Mugshot
Picture. But anyway, let's see a clip about what happened and why his co-defendant is still in there.
I showed up before the president was here.
That was Harrison Floyd, one of 19 defendants indicted by Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis on RICO charges. We're answering two questions on why Floyd may still be in jail. Our sources for this are Fulton County Superior Court and Tom Church, trial attorney with the Church law firm. The first question, is Floyd's open federal case a factor in him being denied bond? According to the federal criminal complaint, Floyd is facing a misdemeanor simple assault charge. He allegedly assaulted an FBI agent while delivering papers in connection with the U.S. Department of Justice's investigation into whether Trump tried to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Floyd bonded out on those federal charges, but Fulton County Superior Court Judge Emily Richardson cited it as the main reason she denied bond in the Georgia case.
Based on the open charge against you, there are grounds for bond to be denied at this point.
So we can verify this claim is true, although Church says it needs context.
Well, I do think it's inconsistent to cite the fact that he has a pending federal case when the president, the main defendant in this case, has 3 pending cases. But as a criminal defense lawyer, someone who's concerned about people's rights and that people being treated, equally under the law, this really kind of did rub me the wrong way.
The second question, did Floyd's lack of a bond arrangement affect him still being in jail?
The other defendants in this case clearly had an advantage because they hired lawyers preemptively who reached out to the DA and negotiated a bond before they turned themselves in. Mr. Floyd did not do that.
So we can verify this is true. Floyd's lack of bond arrangements did affect him still being in jail. And according to Fulton County Superior Court records, Floyd has a bond hearing this Thursday morning with Judge Scott McAfee. Floyd has a newly appointed public defender who is expected to argue he is not a flight risk.
Wow. Ali. Tell me what you think about this and why he's still in jail.
Well, I think that what they're saying is that preemptive, the other indictees, the other people that were indicted, they got their attorneys to work out the situation to make sure that they were not going to be placed in jail or have to publicly go through that booking process before they went through it. So their attorneys worked that out. and they got to avoid the embarrassment. They got to avoid being locked up. This gentleman, who is not accustomed to these types of dealings behind the scene, because he did not have some high-paid lawyer to give him the advice to, work this situation out before you go anywhere. And I've heard of this happening before. This is not the first time I've heard this situation. So now he's at the mercy of the court. Mm-hmm. And his public defender, which I never put a whole lot of faith in to
I wouldn't either.
to work anything out right for you.
What about you, Lillie?
Well, if you're gonna run with the big dogs, you gotta have all what the big dogs have. So it's like this. If you can't run with the big dogs, stay on the porch. So he didn't have what the other guys have, the funds and the attorneys and all of that. So he get what he got.
Yeah, but you know what? Donald Trump should have helped him. Somebody should have helped him.
That's what I
Like,
say.
if you're getting
That's
arrested,
exactly what I was
if you're getting
gonna say.
arrested because of me, I'm gonna make sure you're taken care of.
Donald's not gonna help nobody but Donald.
Okay, Cicely.
I was going to chime in and say that exact thing. But one thing I did want to say is the fact that he did have that other pending case. Now, true enough, Trump had other cases, as the gentleman said on the clipping, that Trump had 3 other indictments.
Right.
So he, it was a point of being unfair, but Trump's wasn't violence. You understand? And his was violence. He attacked the FBI agent.
Yeah, but what did the FBI agent do to him?
Wait.
Look, they're not always innocent.
Wait a minute. But legally, they had every right to withhold his bond. Legally, they had every right.
I don't think so.
They did. We can look at it. Now, what we can say is this is a public shaming. That's one thing we can say, because this black man that was down for Donald Trump, you understand what I'm saying? That elevated so high up in rankings that he was able to get indicted for the same RICO Act. Now, what we can say is Georgia is publicly shaming him, and that's why they're keeping him in the jailhouse. But they have all legal
in the row. That's all, because
but they had all legal rights.
Yeah, but how many other of the 18 that have been indicted are black? It has nothing to do with whether or not he's black. He didn't know that there's a way to play the game.
It has everything to do with the fact that he's black. First of all, black people feel like blacks need to stick together. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, look at the person who's putting out the indictments.
But listen, black people, that's exactly what I'm saying. And they feel like black people should stay together. Technically, when you do a poll and you ask black people, politically, what's your party? What party are you backing? Most of them are going to say the Democratic Party.
And if you don't,
wait a minute, let me finish, because I let you finish. Let me finish my argument.
Come arrest me right now. Let for Trump.
No, let me finish my argument. That's all I'm asking you.
Go ahead.
When you go and do a poll, majority of African Americans are Democrats. You understand what I'm saying? And so when you're in Georgia, which is a Democratic state, they expect for all black people, like you shouldn't be that high in ranking. You should be right here with us. You should agree with the way that we are persecuting Donald Trump and his people.
Hear what you're saying?
I hear exactly what I'm saying, and I feel like it's public shaming.
Keep your station. Stay down here with us Democrats. Don't be high in ranking these definitions that you're using.
No. You see, that's the way that you are seeing it. You understand? That's your perspective of what I'm saying. But if you honestly sit here and listen to what I'm saying, it's a public shaming. You're sitting up here and saying because he didn't have his ducks in a row and everything like that. True enough, he didn't have his ducks in a row, and you're saying that the misdemeanor shouldn't mean anything. So if none of these things should mean anything, why is that man still in jail?
Listen. I have I was some New York.
It's never color, huh? It's always pink and purple.
It's never color, because when I make the same moves, the smart moves, I get out of the situation just like anybody else will get out of a situation.
Well, come on now. In the comments for the show, they didn't even look at you as being African American. So you're gonna get more privileges than somebody that looks like me. So maybe you don't understand exactly what I'm speaking of.
No, you did not go there.
Yeah. Let's keep it 100.
You went there.
I did.
Well, excuse me while I flip my blonde hair.
That's what I'm talking about, girl. Flip it.
No, you did not go there.
I was making a valid point.
But why do you think he's still in there?
I don't think that doesn't make sense to me.
Why do you think Trump left him in there?
Well, first of all,
Why Trump left him in there?
Well, you know what?
I think he just hasn't taken him out. I think Trump will come to his
Trump
aid.
is not going to.
Trump needs to come to his rescue, and Trump will look better for African Americans to vote for him.
Just going to take care of Trump.
No.
Trump is all
That's
about
not how he
Trump.
is.
Trump will use anybody to get where he wants
And
to
if he's
go.
smart, he'll use this situation. If he's smart, he would use this situation, and he would get that man out of jail and show his backing for that black man. And believe me, he would get a lot of black votes.
He won't get mine.
You might not see black and white. Well, no, he might not get yours, but you might not see black and white. But this world is black and white. It's black and white.
How many times have you been out of the country?
I don't have to go. I'm talking about America. I'm talking about what I deal with every day. Every day I have to deal with black and white.
To work someplace else.
Work where? I work for myself.
Okay.
Okay, you guys.
Okay, so how do you deal with it and I don't?
Okay, but listen.
How is that?
But listen, you know what? This always is a hot sizzling topic. But we're going to have to take a break, and we'll be right back for some more Let's Talk, you guys.
Yes.
Okay, our second topic is domestic violence. I hate this topic, but we have to let's talk domestic violence because it's a lot of violence going around in the world today, and we want to make a difference. But it's a man in Nevada gunned down his ex-wife after a judge awarded her everything. Whew, right in front of the kids. Let's take a look at it. We have to take a look at this.
Learning a bit more about what led up to a deadly shooting last week, where Metro police say this man killed his ex-wife and injured several others. Royden Dorothy Mendoza facing an open murder charge and 2 counts of attempted murder. The shooting happened last Thursday at a 55-plus community near Flamingo and Jones, with the 8 News Now investigators learning he had filed for divorce back in July. According to an arrest report, the judge ruled in favor of the wife having custody of their children while also keeping most of the couple's possessions. The deadly shooting happened just hours later that same day.
Here in the Central Valley, you can call the Marjorie Mason Center at 1-800-799-7233. So can you guys tell me what did you feel about that?
You know what? Domestic violence has no color. Domestic violence is what domestic violence is. It doesn't, there's, anybody, violence is violence. You know what I'm saying? It's a horrible thing. I think that if some people think it's entertaining to have a partner that is, that it can be violent when they get upset. That is not entertainment. And it can escalate to a point where this woman lost her life because she knew what he was capable of, and those things need to be taken into consideration. Who knows? She may have had a temporary restraining order against him. She knew he had violent tendencies. Precautions should have been made for this woman's safety and the safety of her children after this judgment took place. So who's really to blame? Is it the woman? Is it the judge? Is it, did she have a temporary restraining order? Did she get the right kind of guidance from her community in the situation that she was in? There's so many questions that need to be answered, and there's so many, this cannot be taken lightly. It just can't.
That's right.
But I'm like this. Yes, domestic violence is horrible. But when you dealing with a man or woman that's whipping on you, and you have, no outlet or a resource or anything like that. See, because I'm going to tell you, I'm from a family of 16. My mother and my father talked to me. Now, once you're in a relationship like that, and the judge rules in your favor, you should always have somewhere else to be, or move somewhere else instead of going back where you and that man had a house.
Yes.
Because you know what? He's going to come back there because that's where he know you're at.
That wasn't his house, right? That wasn't her house. She was at her mother's house. He came to the mother's house.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Find somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. He followed her. He followed her wherever she went.
She needed to be, it's like
she needed protection, and nobody took into consideration the type of protection
Smith
she needed.
& Wesson works very well.
Yes.
I'm like this.
Don't it bring peace?
Yes, because I'm like this here. You big enough to give a lick, you big enough to take one. So if he coming at me, I'm going to have to protect me and my children.
Yes.
And so and I would hate to send someone to their grave, but, you know,
we are not advocating for violence on this show.
We're not violent. But we have to protect ourselves as women.
Women, you have to protect yourself. You're not stronger than a man.
First of all, as somebody who has spent enough time with guns, being in the military, do not pull out a weapon. Do not try to use a weapon unless you've been properly trained. And if you're not willing to kill the person that you are pointing at, don't pull the gun, okay? That is just the standard law.
No,
secondly, there's lots of other ways to protect yourself before you have to go to equal type of violence, whereas, you know, you need a gun because you know your ex-husband's got a gun, and if you get the judgment against him.
That's not what I was saying.
Yeah, but I know what I'm saying. I know. No. Yes, Miss Ma'am.
I just wanted to point out that what we're not speaking about is the cycle of violence and how it begins. The cycle of domestic violence. Before it becomes physical, it's mental. You understand what I'm saying? And it's years and years, and it's long training from mentally. It's training to become submissive to that point of violence, conditioning. Yes, to that point. And so we can sit up here and we can say what she should have did. We can say all of these different things, but we don't know the mental state of that woman in which she was actually going through and the safety that she felt to go and seek help. Because we got to be honest, the system is not designed to help women when it comes to domestic violence. Now, when I was doing my research, knowing that we were going to sit here and we were going to do this topic, and especially because you say that domestic violence doesn't have any color, I personally believe that it's systematic. But when I was doing my research, when it's 31% of all women that have experienced some type of domestic violence, and over 40% is African American. 30% is Hispanic, and only 20% are white people. Now, when we look at that and we go back to oppression and we go back into slavery, into the slavery mentality, that's how we can see that the system wasn't set up for us or to protect us. And it is color when you look at it like that when it comes to the system. You understand? Because when this country was first founded, this country was founded as we were property. We weren't even human. So can you imagine how much time we have before we can even catch up to society today as African Americans? No, that system is not for us, and we need to start there. We need to fix that.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. Most white women that I know are new. They've been taught, don't let nobody hurt you, and call the police, and they ain't gonna sit up and let no people, like a lot of times we see our parents or maybe our parents being abused. And so if you see that, you can become a victim of that also. Yes, so that's how that ends up coming, because of the cycle of abuse. Like I seen my mother being abused.
Yes,
but that would make me think about, when I grow up, I really don't want my kids to see that. And you can fall into prey at first. You can start thinking that when you get a boyfriend when you're younger, and or someone, and they start hitting you, you don't know what to think, you don't know what to feel, because your mother may have stayed. But after you start thinking, and when you start reading the cycle of abuse and looking online at the cycle of abuse and checking things out for yourself, you can save yourself and your children. Yes. Because like she went to her mother's house, but she should have went somewhere, like you said, somewhere where he wouldn't even know where to go.
Yes.
You know, because it's important, because it's many women out here that's being abused and their children is sitting there watching it. And what's going to happen? When they grow up, they're going to be a victim of that same mentality. So we need to really think about this, because it's a very important matter, and it's no argument. I love everything you ladies said, because it's the truth. We need to stand together as women, and we need to fight against domestic violence. Yes. But we're running out of time, so we need to take another break, and we'll see you when we come right back. Now, let's talk sports. Okay, all right. I am happy about this subject today. because we have Sha'Carri versus Sharika in the 400-meter relay race a couple of days ago. Let's see what happens.
Yes.
It's Sha'Carri Richardson.
Ivory Coast, this is their very first final, world final, Olympics or Worlds in this event. They haven't even competed in this event in 20 years.
All right, get ready.
This will be good.
This is going to be
This is
explosive
going
and
to
fun.
be good. There's no way you look at this matchup between USA and Jamaica and your mouth not start watering. It's going to be good.
And for the third time in these World Championships, we see a Sha'Carri Richardson, Sharika Jackson, head-to-head for gold.
Gotta love it.
Set.
Let's go, the final of the women's 4x100 meter relay.
The USA can see Jamaica early in this race. The first two passes have been made. Jamaica and the US down the back stretch.
Look at Shelly Ann Fraser-Price go. But it's a good run from TT Terry.
She has held her own, but now the Jamaicans have taken the lead. It's up to Gabby Thomas to close the gap.
Gabby Thomas up against Shasha Lee Forbes. Thomas gets the lead, gives it to Sha'Carri Richardson. Here comes Sharika Jackson. It's Sha'Carri and Sharika. The USA in front. Nobody's catching Sha'Carri Richardson. It's gold for the United States.
Yay! We got it, y'all! We got it! We got the gold!
Yes.
One thing I can say is I know that Miss Richardson, she had some problems before.
Sha'Carri, yes.
Yeah, Sha'Carri did. And she seems like she overcame some of those problems. What do you guys think?
I think she did. She had, from my understanding, she had some issues to where she had to take certain types of medication, and so, but they made a mountain out of a molehill, so, she had to do what she had to do. She got herself together, and just look at her now.
Wow.
They didn't think that she could do this without the enhancement. But
wow.
Hey, she did it.
She did it.
Yeah,
she did it.
Wait a minute.
All right, United States.
The concern was when they pulled her, I think they pulled her out of the Olympics. I'm going to tell you right now, you've got to keep in mind the fact that we've got a Chinese Communist Party that is moving in on American everything. And immediately after they so-called found an excuse to pull out Sha'Carri for using marijuana for medicinal purposes, which is not a sports enhancing drug.
Yeah, that I know, but that's what they made it out to be.
They made it out to be. But guess who won? Guess who won immediately after they pulled her out? A Chinese girl. Give me a break.
Yes.
Give me a break.
That's exactly what this is not racially.
But and you're almost making my point in that there are so many more races out there than just and keep in mind the women that were running, a lot of the women that were running. A lot of those women that were running in this race from different countries, representing different countries, were black women.
Right.
We are the only ones that have been socially engineered to regard ourselves as African American, because you don't hear a Jamaican saying, I'm a Jamaican American or I'm a Jamaican African. You don't hear anybody from the Ivory Coast going, I'm an Ivory Coast / African. Okay, we're socially engineered to pit ourselves against each other and say, we have to extra identify ourselves as being African, because there are blacks all over the world from various, and they have their own islands, and they don't feel the need to add African to their titles, whether they're Jamaican or Costa Rican or
it's just like people don't
from
know
the Bahamas or what have you.
Some people have to let people know what race they are.
We're American,
and so
we're American, and in those races, Sha'Carri Richardson. They didn't say Sha'Carri Richardson, the black American. They said American. She is running for the American team.
Yes.
We're
but there are some people, she's running for the American team, but you got some people that don't care if she's running for American team because the only thing they see
that's who
is
they're
a little
that's who they're
chocolate
giving a
girl
medal.
running down.
No.
But it was political.
That's who they're giving a medal
It was
to.
political.
Sha'Carri is the fastest woman on the planet right now.
Right.
And
I think
that
it
is
was
not politics.
No. Her being disqualified last year was political.
And it had nothing to do with being black politics. It had to do with Chinese politics.
I didn't mention color.
We didn't do that.
I didn't mention color.
You did.
You did that one this time. That wasn't me. That was you.
Yeah.
You know, but what I was going to say is it was political that they disqualified her.
Of course.
But what happened was what they did, it actually backfired on her, on them, because now she's in the households of houses she would never have been because they wanted to shine the spotlight on her on all of these things that she did wrong. So the little black girl, now I'm going to use color, now the little black girl that never seen a track race was now paying attention to a track race. You know, let me finish.
Did you pay attention to her? She was winning everything. She is compared to Flojo.
Did you understand what I'm telling you, or do you want to just argue? Because what I'm saying
3
is,
and 4 years back, she was still a household name. That's where she was going.
So did you hear what I said? I said it put her in front of other people, that put her in front of people that normally wouldn't watch her. I never said that she wasn't a household name. What I'm saying is because that spotlight was shined on her, now everybody's paying attention to her.
Yeah,
so that lawyer that normally wouldn't have watched her is now paying attention to her. That school teacher that normally wouldn't have watched her is now paying attention. That ordinary person that wouldn't have normally watched her is now paying attention because the news is shining the spotlight on her. But what it did was it backfired on the political end because it made her a household name. It made her heroic. It made her a hero in black people's eyes.
Right.
And it was a good moment for black people. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And what I'm trying to tell you is 3 years ago, when she was working her way, 4 years ago, when she was working her way up to the Olympics, she was already in the spotlight. And we were all looking at her. And if you were paying attention to who was the best of the best back then, Sha'Carri Richardson was.
But what's the argument? Because nobody's saying that did not happen. And I never said that she was not in the households of people.
Being looked at by everybody.
The only thing that I'm saying is...
Go ahead, then.
Praise the Lord.
Yes.
The only thing that I'm saying is when...
Now you got to bring Jesus into it.
That's right. He needs to be in everything. Yes. Okay, but what I'm saying is when they found out that she had marijuana in her system, they blew it up out of the water on her. So
absolutely.
That's what I'm saying. Not trying to take nothing from her, you know, and saying, the reason why they did is because they wanted an Asian girl to win or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you have people that sit there and they thrive on that. This girl had a medical condition.
Yeah.
So she had to figure out how not to use her medical marijuana. And they didn't have mercy on her. They did everything they could to break her.
And
but look at her now.
Right.
Her zeal is amazing.
Ladies,
her zeal is amazing.
A lesson for all of us.
Yes.
We may have hard times in our lives.
Yes.
We may feel like at some times we can't make it or somebody says some things or maybe we have a bad thing to happen to us. But we can come back.
Yes.
We can come back harder and we can come back stronger.
Yes.
And we can become a winner just like she did.
Yes.
All right, you guys. I wanted, before we do the Let's Talk shout outs, I wanted to have my co-host to say something before we leave because I just wanted to tell you guys how grateful I am to have you on this panel. I wouldn't trade you for nothing. I really appreciate you guys so very much. And I just wanted to know if you had anything to say to each other by working together. We all working together now.
Most people don't know that Lashonda is my sister. Hello.
Yes, that's my sister.
She doesn't say it, but she's my sister. I had to be on the show. She wouldn't let me not be on the show.
So that means she's African American.
I'm an American. And I'm
She's
Shonda's
American.
sister.
Okay. I love you, sister.
I love you too.
Okay, the only thing I have to say is...
You're just a friend.
And she's black. What I want to say is I'm happy to be on the show. I hope this reaches out and touch a lot of women, young ladies that's in the audience, to let you know that you can do anything. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. Whatever you set your mind to do, you can do it. And some people say don't put God in it, but honey, I'm gonna tell you, keep God first. I'm serious. Keep Him first, and things will it'll work out. It'll work out. Yes, it will.
Yeah.
Yes, it will.
Thank you. That's everything.
The devil's.
Cicely?
You know, I just want everybody to know, like, I'm sitting on a panel with 3 other beautiful, intelligent women, and with 4 different perspectives on life and how we handle life. I think that if we were to just take a moment and just listen, I think we would get something out of it. This show is for everybody. This show is not for us and for our entertainment. This show is to give you the information and the proper tools that you need to survive in life. So keep watching us. We love you guys.
And I also want to say that, you know, there's a lot of times, even though there's a lot of organizations out there, lots of organizations, lots of people out there that'll say, you know, give us a call if you feel like there's somebody you need to talk to. There's lots of there's lots of hotlines out there for any kind of issues that you might be having in life. But still, if you feel like with all the resources that are out there in the world, you still don't know who to talk to or where to call, please call us. You're welcome to call us. You're welcome to email us, and somebody will get back to you for sure. Just to hear you talk, to hear what you've got to say.
And we do have Facebook and an Instagram. Let's talk. And we have a website too. You can go on and you can say anything you want, and we can read it. It's letstalkdm.com. So you can go on there anytime and speak about anything. And we also have our sports. The first person who guesses the Super Bowl participants by January, before the Super Bowl, the first person who guesses right, we will be giving them $500.
That's me.
So we want you guys to inbox, get on the website or email us so you guys can let us know. So now we got to let's give a shout out for Let's Talk. Let's Talk shout out. This is Labor Day weekend. We want everybody to be safe and have a happy holiday. And Richard's family, my family, we have a three-day family reunion. Let's get ready to enjoy family. Can't wait to see everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. We are going to give away moolah, baby.
Okay.
If anybody could let us know who they feel like is going to make it to the Super Bowl next year. If you guess the right 2 teams, we will give you $500, baby. $500. So you could inbox us at our business Facebook page, Let's Talk Show DM Entertainment, or Instagram, or you can leave us a comment on our website page, letstalkdm.com. So we want to know who you think that's going to make it to the Super Bowl this year. Who you think will make it, Mr. Lee?
Well, I got a strong feeling that the Niners might be there for some reason.
I'm not with
Niners.
I'm not with them. In the AFC, I think who got the stronghold now is Cincinnati Bengals. They tired of failing, so Joe Burrow gonna be there next year. So them are my picks.
Well, I better hope Carr don't get sprinkled with some voodoo dust out there in New Orleans. That's all I'm saying.
Who you think gonna go?
For real?
I'm going with the Bucks no matter who going. But I'm messing with the Cowboys for sure. Cowboys.
Woo! Okay.
But I'm a car fan too, though. So you know.
Oh. Okay. Who do you think?
So I know my Bucks might not make it this year, so I'm okay with that. And so since my Bucks ain't gonna make it, I gotta jump on my husband's bandwagon. I'm going for the Raiders.
Well, y'all want to know what Shonda thinks?
We see what Shonda thinks.
Shonda thinks the KC is going to go back. I love the Cowboys, but I think they have a lot of work to do. I don't know. Preseason, y'all kind of had me a little sad. Aww. But, you know, I think KC is going to go, and I think Cincinnati may go.
Yeah, well, it's a possibility they'll be in the same division trying to get to the Super Bowl. And
okay, so
the Bengals will win.
Oh, well, no. Okay, well, I'll say KC and who else I like? I know the Cowboys can't go because we're in the same division. I mean, the same playoff bracket, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and say the Raiders.
No.
I'll go for the Raiders.
The Raiders not going to make it.
You should have said Denver Broncos.
Well, I do want the Denver Broncos to go a little bit. Sometimes my husband.
On the NFC, sweetheart? Which team you saying that's on the NFC that might go besides?
KC. See, the Denver Broncos ain't gonna be able to go because we're going. But Pittsburgh Steelers. I want my daughter's team to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the Super Bowl of hopes, y'all.
Make sure you tune in, you inbox us and let us know, and we will have $500 for you. All right, thank you for joining us today for the Let's Talk show, and we will be back next week, same time, and you guys have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.